Everybody, hello and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. This is Mama Sue Roseberry, and I am just so excited that you are here. Connecting with you is the best part of my day. Now, for those of you that are tuning in regularly and are part of Mama Sue's family, you see a little bit different apparatus on here today. I got on this headset, this nice little headgear. Y'all, y'all are gonna help me find some hairstyles that complement these headsets. But in the meantime, I hope that I'm coming through loud and clear. And if you all are seeing it, then be sure and let me know. Giving a shout out to our greeter, Lori. She's going to be out there rolling through the comment section. And we want you to comment. You can ask your questions. You can put your comments in there. And we're just delighted to see everybody that's here today. Before I get in too deep, would you all do me a favor and be sure to like and share this? Like and share it with those that are in your sphere of influence on social media. We want to grow our audience, and we want there to be a great big audience to hear our guest for today, because he is just simply the best. He's absolutely wonderful. We're looking forward to having a really good time and conversation today. The other thing I'd love for you to do is make sure that you click on the little bell, because that will allow you to be notified whenever I am going live or whenever I have new content to share. Now, listen, we're about to get into this thing because I have a wonderful guest on today. I love to say that Moments with Mama Sue gives me a chance to introduce some wonderful people I know to some other wonderful people I know. And my guest for today is an educator, an author. He's a songwriter. He's a consultant. He's a stylist. He's a motivational speaker. He's a radio personality. And he's my friend. And I am so excited to be able to bring to the platform at this time the one and only Mr. Michael David Harrison. Y'all send all the hearts.
Mama Sue, how's it going?
It's going well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great on this MLK day off.
This is an MLK Day off and on, and certainly we're honoring Dr. King's legacy today by just trying to live and be the best example of what his dream was all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Michael, tell me how you came to pursue education. We're going to talk about that first. There are just
Okay.
so many layers, but let's begin with how you started or made up your mind to pursue education as your vocation.
So I attended Morehouse College undergrad, and while I was there, I did a lot of community service work. I worked, volunteered at a local elementary school in the Atlanta area, Title I school, very impoverished, but I enjoyed working being over the after school program. So I did that pretty much throughout my schooling. And then it came to senior year, and I had to decide on what career pathway I wanted to go. I was an English major, so there were many options. One was either go to law school, the other one was go to journalism school, and of course, teach. And so, by the time my senior year, I was like, okay, I don't want to do any more school. I'm done. I'm good, at least for now. Um, let's see what's out there. And a friend of mine who was an upperclassman had just gotten into this program called Teach for America. And so he had introduced me to it, and I did my research and everything. And one thing led to another. I applied for the program, got in, and the rest is kind of history.
Well, not only were you pursuing education, but you were at a prestigious educational institution, somewhat like our wonderful Dr. King.
Oh yeah, he is a Morehouse brother. For all my Morehouse brothers online.
See,
Uh-huh.
that's amazing. Well, now you decided to pursue education, and that, of course, ended up landing you in Houston, America.
Yes, Houston. You said it right. Houston, America. I mean, it was crazy because at that time, I'm from Virginia. So, and most of my family's on the East Coast. And shout out to my family who may be tuning in. But I didn't have any family, no friends, anything. It was like going to a foreign land right out of college. And I was just kind of excited just for the adventure, just to see what it'd be like. And did my 2 year commitment, and I enjoyed it so much working with the kids, working with the parents as a teacher. I was an English teacher that I stayed on board. And 2 years turned into five, turned into 10. And now this year will mark my 20th year here in Houston.
Wow. Now, listen, I have been knowing you for a few years now through your connection with the Houston Gospel Alliance professionals and working with the incomparable Angela Bennett. I have to give her props
Oh,
because she
yeah. Yeah.
but that's how I met you. But over the course of time that I've come to know you, you are such a fearless and courageous individual. Michael, I have never met anybody who is just so undaunted by life. You'll just try anything. The other day, you jumped out of a plane. You'll go ahead and do anything. Where does that courageous nature come from? Where does that
Yeah,
come
I don't know, honestly. I guess it's just inherent within me. I've always been, unafraid to try something new or try something different or, do something that hasn't been done or, uh, I don't know. That's a good question. I guess for me, I'm always optimistic. And so I never really process the downside to something, like the consequences of, if I did this, what could possibly go wrong? I'm always thinking about what could possibly go right. So I
from?
guess that's what makes me fearless. I don't know.
Well, and you have a kind of personality that lets you just slide in and around everybody. I mean, the other day I was scrolling through your Facebook page and
Okay.
saw a picture of you and the Queen of Georgia.
Yes. Stacey
Stacey
Abrams.
Abrams. Yes, I did. And she was holding a book.
Okay. Now let me tell you, can I tell you that story?
Tell me that story.
So I just released my children's book, God Made All Things Great, at michaelrodick.com. Shameless plug. And I said this year, I usually go back to Atlanta for homecoming. And so I just had the brainchild. I said, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more than just tailgate. I'm going to turn up on these books and, make some sales while everybody's in a festive, jolly old mood. So I had a backpack stuffed with books, and I was just out there on the yard, just selling them left and right, And I noticed to my left, it was like a sea of people just make this mass migration in one area. I was like, what's going on? Because at that time I was thinking, I hope it's, nothing serious. And out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of Stacey Abrams walking by, and everybody was, because she was running for governor at the time. And I said, oh, this is my opportunity. I need to definitely, connect, network, or at least get a picture, if not, a purchase of a book. And I just zoomed in on her, and just went straight to her, and was able to kind of grab her by the side, and she posed for the picture. And I said, "Here, hold this book too." By the way, and she held the book and took the picture, and that the rest was history. I mean, one day I may meet her in person to actually get to know her, And of course, I'm gonna pull out that picture and say, "Hey, remember this?"
Yes, and she
And
just,
then I'm gonna tell her, and then I'm gonna tell her, "And you didn't buy the book, so now you can still buy the book."
you can go on and so into my life.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm talking about, that fearless nature. You went to the wonderful organization of the what was it called for Washington D.C. recently?
Gospel music workshop, or
No, it wasn't the gospel music workshop. It was recently, just a few months ago, when they had all of the advocates for Black Lives Matter and all of
oh,
it was the
it was the
march.
anniversary of the civil rights movement.
Yes, the anniversary. And there's Michael up by the platform, up there with all of the heavy hitters speaking, all the people you might see. And there's Michael. You know, but I think it's something special and uncanny about you. And I know for sure I would have never even had the gumption, even think I could get up there. I'd have been standing in the back asking somebody, could they please move? But you had wormed your way all the way up to the stage. And I
And you
think,
know, and there's a story to that too.
come on with it.
So basically, I've been working with Angela Bennett on the Angela Bennett Morning Show that comes on every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Going to get that plug.
Go ahead and give her her plug. But so as a radio personality now, I was like, I'm a part of media. So I went to the table where they were checking in the different media outlets, and because they had it really like everything was sectioned off. And really, to be in the in crowd, you had to have a pass of sorts. So I said, let me work this media situation. And I went up to the table and I said, hey, I'm here to get my ribbon. I mean, my bracelet or whatever, my pass for media. And the lady, she looked on the list and, she didn't see me. She didn't see my name or anything. She was like, now, who are you with? And so I told her I'm from Houston, Texas, with the media out, with the Angela Bennett Morning Show on GODradio1.com. And I was just being really nice to her because the previous person had said something rude and, kind of had her all upset. So I laughed and joked with her. And next thing I know, she had an escort for me and basically walked me all the way through the crowd, through the gate, onto the platform.
Come on, favor. Come on, favor. Part of that is just all about being resourceful.
Yeah.
And you all to recognize is that that's not anything that can happen for every single one of us that are watching and tuned into. Favor comes from God, and He's able to make it happen for us. Michael, let's talk just a little bit about your book because it's so beautiful. God made all things great. Tell us about it.
So this was my first children's book. The illustrations are by Tyrus Gaucher. He's based out of Chicago. And it came at a point when I was really at my lowest professionally. I used to be a middle school principal and ended up in a circumstance where I was falsely accused of some things. And, when I saw the writing on the wall, I decided, you know what, let me just go ahead and take a severance package and keep it moving. But during that time period, I said, I'm going to go ahead and try something I've never done before and that I've always wanted to do, but just never had the time. And that was write a book. And I didn't want to do a full book. I said, let me at least start with a children's book to kind of get my feet wet and then go from there. And so I started writing the book, came up with a soundtrack for the book, worked with another amazing maestro named Linton Weems, who helped put the music together for me. Because actually during that whole process, not only was the book happening, but the songwriting was beginning to come to life. And so wrote the book and basically decided to become a full-time entrepreneur, going around the world, promoting the book. And it was a blessing in disguise because it really took me places I would have never imagined, going to London, Jamaica, and then all over the country and meeting like politicians, dignitaries, celebrities. I mean, you name it. I had an opportunity to meet. a lot of great people. And I guess that goes back to the word where it says your gifts will make room for you and put you before great men and women.
Well, it has taken you all kinds of places. And you see everybody posing with the book. I asked Michael the other day, I said, now, Michael, did these people? He said, oh, yes, even my mama.
And she's online. Hello, mom.
Hey, Michael's mama. But that is so wonderful because you found a way to turn and pivot even back then
Yeah,
from what you were doing or what you thought was going to be the scenario for your existence. But God had another plan in mind.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you talk about how it is that you came up with the illustrator that you had for your book?
So at the time, I was researching, different illustrators and their work. And I knew that for me, I wanted my book, the illustrations, to tell a story all its own and to really capture the interest of the child. And so I just so happened to be looking online, looking at different books, the illustrations, and then I came across this guy named Tyrus Gaucher, his illustrations for several books he had out. And almost every book was just breathtaking. I didn't even have to read the story, but just looking at the pictures, I was already convinced. So I just simply hit him up on Facebook, sent him a message. He responded. We had a little dialogue, and pretty much the rest is history.
Wow. And that takes a certain level of skill. But I think that the important thing is that you're willing to try something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what I want to encourage everybody that's listening, all of Mama Sue's family members, be willing to try something and don't be surprised if God doesn't give you a plan or an unction to do something that's not like anybody else is doing at the time. How about that?
I agree. I believe that nothing hurts or fail but a try. You have to just try. Just do it. Just go for it. And to me, for me, and even with my illustrator, because one time we went to the African Celebration Festival in Chicago, and so we had our little book set up and our tent, and he just saw me out there just hustling, slinging books, making sales left and right. And one thing he said that really stuck to me, he said, "Man, you just don't take no for an answer." And he was just like, "That's just unbelievable." Like, how you could just take rejection because people were, no, I'm not interested. No thing. Okay, next, blah, 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 blah. Just kept it moving. And I think sometimes in life we have to realize that no, or at least for me, I know that no in my mind is like, no, it's not no as in never, but no, not now. So that eventually we'll get to yes.
Oh, I love it. I love that. I love it. And the encouraging thing is, Michael, that you made it because at that time you were depending wholly on that particular entrepreneurial
Yeah.
uh, project
Avenue.
to pay the
Yes.
bills. To pay
Yeah.
the bills.
And they say if you don't kill, you don't eat. And Mama Sue, I love to eat. So I had to get out there and make it happen.
Oh, well, you are phenomenally gifted. Now, people, you got to understand, I think that there is something to be said for just being an open and willing vessel. And I think after you finished your book, God knew that He was able to trust you with some more stuff. So He started, even as you were writing that, to giving you music and the phenomenal piece about it. Michael Casey. Michael Casey.
you
Michael
know,
Casey.
it's funny how your friends gonna keep it 100 with you. They gonna just tell you.
No, they just
But
don't
that's
know
the
the
truth.
real.
That's
Michael
the
Casey,
truth, though.
and he doesn't play an instrument, but he writes beautiful music because he has a download from
Okay.
the man upstairs. Tell us about some of the songs that you have written, because you've written several now. Come on with it.
Yeah. Well, with the book came the song "Our Creator," and that was kind of my first launch into songwriting. It was accepted through the Gospel Music Workshop of America, conference, and so I was able to present it to the youth. And then the following year, I said, you know what, I want to write an adult song. So I decided to write this song called "Oh Give Thanks," and that went over very well 2 years ago at the national conference. So it's just been an awesome journey. And then I have a chance to write for Kathy Taylor here in Houston, my minister of music. The song entitled "World Cry," that's going to be coming up on her new release. And
Woo!
I've just been trying to be diligent at it, sitting down and really focusing and really trying to knock it out. And like you said, it's really like a divine download because I'll hear the melody, and some songs the melody is just like ringing in my ear, like ringing, 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 almost arresting me to I have to sit down and put and write or put words to it. And so that's pretty much kind of been the process. I'll hear the melody, I'll start humming the melody to myself, and then the words will start flowing, and I just sit down and write words to the melody I hear. And thankfully, I'm connected to, as I mentioned earlier, phenomenal maestro, I call him, Linton Weems, who is able to interpret and articulate musically kind of what's in my head. So that has been a blessing and a new gift because I never would have even imagined, you know, being in the music industry or having, even though I did growing up, I had piano lessons, but I stopped that after middle school and never really picked it back up. And then I just kind of got back into it.
Well, you sure did. And Michael thinks big. Now, if you gonna dream, you might as well dream big. He don't be going down the corner trying to find Sally from the local store to sing his song. Because Michael, you heard him say he's writing for Kathy Taylor. She big time now. Written the song for Angela Bennett because Angela recorded one of your songs, didn't
Oh
she?
yeah, she did. Uh-huh.
That's big time because our girl Angela is Houston's own but globally known. Okay, so he and then his latest song. Ooh, and I get excited when I get to tell this part. His latest song, "Pick Me Back Up," is going to be featured, y'all, part of the music playlist for the inauguration of President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tell us about that song. Tell us about it.
So again, as I mentioned earlier, I had gone through a pretty low point in my life where, all that I had worked hard for just seemed to just crumble. And it was just like somebody had pulled the rug from up under me. And through the songwriting, the song came about, Pick You Back Up, because I'm living it. God will pick you back up. He will restore all the things that you felt like you lost. And so I had actually, the Oh Give Thanks song that I had written was performed and presented at the National Gospel Music Workshop of America. And the soloist at the time who sang it she got so caught up in the song of Oh Give Thanks that she actually fell off the stage. But she still kept singing.
Yes, she did. She fell right on.
She still kept singing. And so that situation compiled with my life circumstances inspired me to write the song Pick You Back Up featuring Beverly Crawford.
Oh, and I mean, he put the little pictures out there, and you can see Beverly singing this song. I said, "Oh, this boy, I don't know what he's going to come up with next, y'all, but I'm here for it. I am here for it. Pick You Back Up. It's going to be real soon, and you just may hear it as part of the virtual celebration for the pre inaugural events. I'm so
Yes.
proud of you, Michael. I'm so
Thank
proud.
you. Thank you, Mama Sue.
I
Thank
am.
you.
Listen,
And
before
let me just say this. I am going to do a sort of a soft release of the song as soon as the video comes in. So there'll be a video of me, expressing my excitement about the inauguration, and then at the end, I'm going to actually play the song. So if you follow me on Facebook, and possibly Instagram, you'll be able to get a sneak peek to what's to come.
Ah, and we are going to do that. Listen, you can follow Michael David Harrison on Facebook, and that's the link at Harrison One, or on Instagram at Michael Wrote It. And you can get this book. It's a beautiful, full color, lovely book for your children, your grandchildren, or just the special people in your life. And then, of course, his single Pick You Back Up featuring Beverly Crawford is coming soon. So if you hook up with him on these sites, then you'll be able to follow what Michael has going on. We are excited about it. Wait. Okay. Well, now we got to do something fun because
Uh oh. Okay.
Michael, as I mentioned to you, there's many layers to him, and one of them is that he is a radio personality because he is on the Angela Bennett Show every Saturday morning on God Radio One. And what is the time, Michael? 9
Uh,
o'clock
9 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time, and you can hear him and that other cast of characters that are on there. Angela has been on the show as well, but they're always cutting up and doing something. So I thought it would be fun to ask Michael some questions. Let's see if we can put him on the hot seat. Like,
Okay. And this is our first year anniversary too, by the way.
yes, and then we're going to do that later on tonight. But listen, Michael,
Okay.
you could be certain that there is one place you never ever have to go again, where would that place be?
Hmm. One place I would never ever have to go again. Hmm. And this is obviously somewhere I've been.
Somewhere you've been to go again. Think about it.
Uh, I feel like it's a restaurant, but I'm trying to. Oh, I know, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Golden Corral. Mm-mm. Oh
What,
man,
what about
Golden
those?
Corral. Oh, the food was nasty. The service was poor. Ugh. Uh-uh.
And it was too many people
And
helping
it
them.
was too many, and especially now in COVID, in this COVID land, COVID era we're in. Mm-mm. Oh man, no buffets for me. Sorry.
Oh Lord. Okay, Golden Corral. So Michael, if there was one person that you could meet, past or present, somebody alive or somebody that's gone on to the Grand Church Triumphant, who would that be? If you had time to have lunch with them, who would that person be?
Oh, this is an easy one. Oprah Winfrey.
Oh,
Oprah Winfrey. I actually have come in contact with her maybe twice uh, so far in my life, but I haven't had a chance to make that connect. She's donated so much money to Morehouse over the years, and I was actually an Oprah Winfrey scholar, and I believe it was, and I can't even remember the year. It might have been 2008 or her last episode. I don't know if you remember that when she did her last of the Oprah Winfrey show.
huh?
She flew us in, and so I had the opportunity to be a part of the Morehouse men who she helped to, fund part of their tuition. And we, put us up in a hotel, and we were there for the whole show and saw the celebrities. And then we walked down with the candle, and she actually came backstage and talked to us and whatnot. But one day I'm going to be able to meet her.
You know what? I have every confidence that that is going to happen for real, that he will get an opportunity to meet Oprah Winfrey. But in the meantime, aren't you glad that we got to experience and meet Michael Harrison on today? We're getting ready to close because we've got to get out of here because our time is almost up. But I want you all to continue to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I need subscribers over there. And then I want you to get ready, get ready, get ready, because Miss Annie is coming. Miss Annie from way down south is on her way. She's going to be driving up in February of 2021, and I need y'all to get yourself together so you can get Miss Annie for your personal library for your grandchildren. Miss Annie is going to have a coloring book. There'll be an audio that goes along with it because it is a musical song. And I'm just so excited about it and looking forward to sharing wonderful ideas with Mr. Michael David Harrison about marketing and getting on out there. I'm going to have to get my bravado up to be as bold as he is about sharing the book with everybody. But it's a wonderful, wonderful book, and I want everybody to have it. Michael, thank you for joining us today. Shout out to all of you that joined us today. Everybody. Angela said that Golden Corral is Harold J. Trotter's favorite restaurant. And that figures that would be his favorite
I
place.
believe it. I believe it 100%.
But either case,
Well, Mama Sue, this book you got. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah. So I want everybody, those of you that joined us for the first time today, we want to thank you for joining us, for being with us for Moments with Mama Sue. If it was your first time, we hope it won't be your last. Some of the guests that we've had previously are on here today. Angela Bennett, Joni Hudson, and just different people. Where's Karen Jackson? We see you out there. Yolanda Brown, Zelma. I don't want to get to call a name because I'll miss somebody. But ooh, I love every single one of you, and I thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Now we're just a few minutes over our time, and I want to get off before y'all decide I'm not going back anymore because she don't cut off on time. So thank you so much for being here. I love you, and we'll look forward to seeing you very next Moments with Mama Sue, where my special guest is going to be Lady Karen Trailer. And we look forward to seeing you all. Bye bye.